Hello students, welcome to our ninth class, and in today's class we are going to be attaching the 4 beaded bag handles that we made in the 7th class to this beaded bag right here. So I'm going to be illustrating with this beaded bag. So let's go ahead and start with the first handle. So we are going to start by attaching our single string handle, and as you can see this bag we have 3 rows. So I'm just going to insert my fishing line into the middle row, which is the second one, and I'm going to pull one end through and make sure that both ends are equal, both sides are equal. And just know that I'm going to be stringing in both of those fishing lines. Okay, so the next you're going to do is you're going to attach one bead on your right fishing line, one bead on your left fishing line. Please, this is how you start. You're going to start like you're about to make a mat, but we are not making a mat in this instance. Then you're going to pick up a third bead, and instead of crossing, you're going to bring both ends of the fishing lines together like this. Then insert both ends one way under and up into that bead, so both ends are going to be coming out of that bead on the same side and not on opposite sides like we crossed. Okay, so this is how it's going to look like. It looks like a cross, but it's not exactly right. So from here you're just going to be stringing as many beads as you want for your bag. You could do 10, you could make it a short handle, you could make it a very long handle that can, be like a crossbody bag. You could cross over your body, or if you just want a cute handle that you want to just hold, like a handbag, you could do that. Or you could make a medium-sized handle that can just go over your shoulder. Okay, so you could do this with any type of beads that you want. So for this handle I strung a total of 30 beads on the double string. Like I said, you can make it as long as you want, as short as you want. It all depends on you. You can alternate between big beads and small beads. It all depends on you. Okay, so with those 30 beads I'm going to separate the fishing lines. Then I'm going to insert one fishing line into the left one bead into the left fishing line and another bead into the right fishing line. Then I'm going to go into that middle bead, insert one end of the fishing line into that middle bead right there. Then I'm just going to make sure that all the fishing lines are together. And if I'm bringing my fishing lines together, what does that mean? It means I want to tie, tuck and cut. Okay, so I'm just bringing all of it together. Then I'm just going to tie, and my ties are always double knot. And make sure that when you're tucking, when you do your first tuck, you're hiding the knot inside the bead. Since this is a beginner video, I'm trying not to use extra things to make these tutorials. I'm trying to use only the beads that you have. But if you want to make your bag even better, you can get D-rings or lobster clasp and attach your handles to them. Then you can easily attach them to your bag. It's going to make them look even nicer. Okay, or you could use beads. You could string like say 6 beads or 8 beads and tie it to make a circle, attach it to the back, then attach your string to it. Okay, so this is how it looks like when you are done with the single string. It looks lovely, but now let's get to the next one. Obviously the next that we need to attach is the mat handle, so I'm going to build the mat handle directly on the back. You could make your mat then reattach it to the back, but for me I'm going to build it directly on the back. Okay, so this is my purse right here, and I am just going to mark where I want to start. So I am going to be starting at the second circle from the side. Okay, so I'm starting at the second circle from the side. So I lost my needle. I started using a pen. I saw that it was not going to go, so I had to go and find the needle again. So I just pulled my fishing line through. Then I'm just going to start building a mat. So you know the pattern by now. You insert one bead into the left fishing line, one bead into the right fishing line, and then you go ahead and cross with the third bead, and you're going to repeat that. One bead on the left, one bead on the right, then you cross with the third bead. Now when you're doing this mat handle, you can choose how far or how close you want the mat handle to be on the back. So mine, I had a distance of 5 beads in between, like in the middle of the lid of this bag. So I had a distance 5 beads. You can have a distance of 1 bead if you want a mat handle that is very close together, or you could still make it far apart and start right at the edge. Okay, so it depends on you and on what you want. So go ahead and build the mat until you are okay with what you have. Okay, so here I am. I'm done. I did a total of 10 rows. You can go ahead and pause the video to count. I did a total of 9 rows, 9 circles of 4, and I am going to join with the 10th. Okay, so I've just counted. I've located that second bead on the other side. Then on the fishing on my right, I'm going to pick up 1 bead, insert it into that second bead. The second, it's actually the third bead if you're counting from the rows, but it's the second ring. Okay, so I just inserted it right there. Then I'm picking the other end of the fishing line, putting 1 bead there, and of course I am going to tie. Both fishing lines have met in one place. They're in one place, which is what I wanted, and I'm just going to tie my normal double knot. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Very simple, very cute, very nice. So you can make it as long as you want, as short as you want, depending on the style you're going for with your bag. Okay, so you can make it as close as that, as you see me indicating. So yeah, let's get to the next one. So attaching a 3x4 handle and a 4x4 handle is basically the same thing, and I'm going to be demonstrating with this 4x4 handle. Those are 15 rows for the handle, and I'm going to attach them to our test subject today, which is this bag. Yeah, so let me just show you guys how to do it. Now, as you can see, our 4x4 handle, I have the spare fishing line attached to it, to one of the bases, which is 4 beads, and I'm going to be attaching the 2 sides right at the edges of our bag. Okay, right at the edge. So you're going to find a circle of 4 or a ring of 4 at the edge of the bag, and then we are going to attach it there. Now here's the trick with attaching a 3x4 and a 4x4 handle to whatever piece that you're having. You need to match up the beads. They have the same format to attach, so I just decided to use this. You need to be able to match up the beads. So you count your 4 beads. I'm having the 4 beads right there. Then I am going to match it up. I'm going to place, you see the bead I'm pointing, I'm going to make sure that it corresponds to the bead that I'm going to place it on top on the purse. That bead right there is going to go to this bead right here. Okay, so that is like the inside bead, let's call it that. That's the inside bead. Okay, so the next thing that you are going to do when you've matched up all your beads and you've determined which one goes where, you are going to pick up 1 bead. When you pick up your 1 bead, you are going to go to its corresponding bead. So like I said, that bead that we have attached our fishing line to is like the inside bead, the inside part of our handle, and I'm going to match it to the inside bead of the bag as well. You see that? Then I'm going to pick up 1 bead and cross. So this is basically what we did in the class that I was teaching you how to join 2 different pieces of 2 different mat pieces together. So that class, you practically use it everywhere. Okay, so I'm just joining, I'm crossing with the second bead, right? Now I'm just turning it around so you guys can see. So we have a circle of 4 right there, as you can see. Then I'm going to move now with the fishing line on my right. I'm going to move into the next bead. You see me trying to insert the fishing line into the next bead right there. Then you are going to go into the next bead of the handle. So I just went into the next bead of the back. Then you go into the next or the following bead of the handle. Then you pick up one bead and then you cross. Now don't worry if it is looking a little bit weak. I'm just leaving it as it is because I wanted you guys to be able to see what I was doing. So yeah, but make sure when you're doing yours you pull on it immediately. You complete one circle of 4, you pull on it immediately. Okay, so I have my trusty needle, just popped out that fishing line. Then I'm inserting both ends into the following beads on their respective sides, the handle and the back. Then I'm picking up one bead and I am crossing with that bead. So we are basically done. This is it. So you need a total of 4 beads whenever you are attaching a 4x4 handle, and if you're attaching a 3x3 handle you need a total of 3 beads. Okay, so I'm just going to move my fishing line into the following bead. That is the last bead of our 4x4 on the back. Then I'm going to insert the fishing line of the handle into the last bead of the handle, then into the very first bead that we had on the row. So you could go either up or go either down. Okay, so I'm inserting it. Why? Because I want both fishing lines to meet and we are already done with the handle, so I just need to tie off. So when you're tying at this point, make sure you tie it to be very strong. Okay, so when you tie it, it's nice and tight. You're going to move now to the other side and attach the other handle, and of course you're going to repeat the same thing that we did in the first handle. Okay, so you're going to grab your fishing line, then you're going to match up the beads, right? Then you are going to insert your fishing line, whether you're starting with the handle or with the bag. It all depends on you. Okay, so I'm inserting my fishing line to the bag, to the corresponding bead or the matching bead of the bag. Then I am going to pick up my one bead and I am going to attach it. I'm going to insert it into the corresponding bead of the handle or the matching bead of the handle. Okay, so I'm just going to let you good students watch this. And of course, when you're done, you can go ahead and tie off. Make sure that both of the fishing lines meet, and then you tie off nice and tight. And yep, we are finally done with our final handle. So like I said, you use the same method to attach the 3x4 handle. Unfortunately, the 3x4 handle attaches only on bases that have just 3 beads. Okay, so like the pyramid bag that I mentioned, if you want to attach your handle, make sure you make a similar bag, or make a bag that has 3 beads at the base. So here I'm going to see you guys in my 10th class.